Good morning, everyone. This is Thursday, May 20th, 2021. Thursday morning, and it's about 14 degrees Celsius. Kind of a foggy morning here in the north end of Halifax today. And we're going to take a walk northbound on Agricola and see what all's up here. I'm right at the corner of Kennard and Agricola, the old armory building over there, which has been under renovations for some time. And anyways, we're going to walk northbound. This is north, towards the north end. The north end begins right about here. I would say just the north end from here. From Kennard onward, it is the north end. It's a beautiful morning here. It's not cold, it's not hot really. I got to wear my jacket. Light denim jacket, but it's still okay. What have I got here? Oh, okay, I just got out of focus there. A little sign came up. Nothing important. So, right now, on this part of Agricola, it's more residential than it is businesses, but there are businesses and it gets more business-like as we move along on this street. So, I like to say for anyone who's not familiar with Halifax, parking is always an issue because you got to pay for it everywhere. It's pretty well everywhere. Well, the ticket guys are right around to give you a ticket. But Agricola is one street that's an exception. You can see there's no parking meters on this street, and there's no parking boxes. It's free parking, and they pretty well limit you to 1 hour. I don't know if anybody's checking that and holds you right to the hour, but it's a 1 hour free parking on Agricola. So if you want to stop and browse in some stores, and you just want to park your car and walk around, Agricola's a good street to do it. I wouldn't be surprised. It's because this runs right parallel to Goddington, which is just down the street a little bit now. And I wouldn't be surprised. The reason Agricola has got free parking is because most of the businesses on this street are family-owned businesses. There's no big chains. There's no McDonald's. There's no Starbucks. There's no Tim Hortons. None of that stuff. So I have a feeling that's why we get the break on the parking here. So I'm happy with that. And not too many places in Halifax you can go where there's free parking. So just throwing that out there. And see a bit of construction going on here in Agricola. I passed one spot just back there, and there's one spot right over there, and there's a spot right there. There's construction going on. So there's a little bit of activity going on that way here. There's your vape and cannabis store across the street. Anybody's interested in cannabis. Just throwing that out there. And here's another construction site underway here. So it looks like Agricola is getting some work done too, as is most parts of the north end of Halifax right now. Pretty well anywhere in the north end you go, you can see construction cranes or construction job going up. I'll try to get a look at this one right here. There's a barrier over the fence, but I think up at the other end there might be a spot where I can just take a peek, see what's going on there. It's always nice to have a look at these things and see what Oh yeah, you can see a bit of work going on in there. Some modern building going up, I would imagine. And it's always nice to see. Old things are nice, but so are new things. There's the construction job right there, just off of Agricola on Robert Street. Just a step in there. Well, it's always nice to see new things being built. I like old things, but I like new things too. I like the blend is always nice. Like down on Barrington Street, you got new towers going up, but you got old storefronts preserved, which is really nice. And so I don't know how long it'll take to walk. I want to pretty well go up Agricola as far as I can and then come back here. They allow me an hour free parking, so I'm going to try to use a good portion of that up before I come back. Little body shop right here. I just went by Chapman's Auto Body right there in Collision Center. So if you ever need some work done on your car, that's a good spot to come to. Almost all of these businesses here are family-owned businesses. They've been here a long time, and they've been in the families. And some of them are new, but the buildings are old, and they might have changed hands and changed the business, but they're still family businesses. And so Agricola is a unique street that way. It's all private businesses. There's hardly any chains, big chain stores. Laura Secord, but that's I've seen them in the malls and stuff. So I guess that's one store that might be an exception. But most of the things on this street are small business. And you never get let down on the color of the houses. They're always different colors here too, which I really love that in Halifax, the way they paint the houses, all different colors. It's beautiful. And sometimes it's just a shade different, but it's different. And that right there is telephone company. That building over there with the tower, radio tower, that's the telephone company. Bell Telephone Company. And there's where the fancy Lebanese bakery is located. I've seen a truck delivering stuff to stores, but that's where they're located right there. Now there's your bell tower and your building where all your telephone stuff is looked after. There's called Chef in the Kitchen Bistro, now open. And there's a Middle East Food Center right there. She's been there now since, well, we've been here, might as well say 3 years, and it's been there then, so I'm not sure how long it's been here. We are now on the corner of North Street and Agricola. If you go up to the next light, you're at Roby. And if you go down that way to the next light, you're at Gottingen. But we're going to stick on Agricola today because this is what I'm making my video about. The Agricola Street, which is a very important street in the north end of Halifax. There's a lot of businesses on it, a lot of small business, coffee house, restaurants, that kind of stuff, which right now, due to the pandemic, are closed. So I didn't elaborate on those because they're closed anyways. I might run across my wife up here today. She's the FedEx reminded me she works for a courier company too, so she's delivering packages up here as she does 5 days a week. So you never know. Some days I bump into her up here, and some days I don't. It depends on my timing and where she's at. Every day is different. Here's the EHS building in the north end, where they keep the ambulances. So if something happens in the north end and they call an ambulance, it probably comes right from here. Or sometimes they park around the streets too and just wait for a call. I've seen them up around Tim Hortons there on Roby in different places. They don't have to stay right there at the station. This is a nice store, though I haven't been in it yet. It's an Army Navy surplus store. Well, it used to be surplus, now it's just kind of a store. But there's some of the items they sell in here. I won't name them all over, but you can see it. And there's a phone number there if you want to call them. And it looks like they've just redone their parking lot. Look at that, nice, clean parking lot. They haven't even got the spots painted on yet. Nice to see the leaves all out on the trees now. The grass all green. Looks so good. The May 2-4 weekend is coming up this weekend. It's a long weekend, holiday. And I understand we're going to get rain a couple of days. Not so good, huh? But that's what it's going to be this weekend. Well, we're almost going to get to the warm weather. I see Toronto's way up in the 28, 29 or something today. So they're getting right up there in the temperatures. Here's a pretty good sized construction job going on in Agricola. It's been going on here since last fall, but now it's coming along pretty good. They'll soon be up to ground level with it. So here's what's getting built here. Right there is a picture of the building, which looks to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories. It's a 6-story building with businesses in the bottom and 5 floors of condos. That's what that looks like. Ontario Street right there, George Street, it's Ontario Street. Want to take a look at this job? We'll see what we can see through the fence. The fence is not as bad as that fence down at waterfront where I tried to see that ship. For anybody who watched that video, my apologies. You didn't see much of the ship, but we got a good tour down there anyway, see what it's like. I was hoping to get a good view of that ship. My wife has a long lens for her camera. I should have took it from this side of the harbor and just zoomed it up, and I could have made a video with her camera and just done it that way, because she's got I don't see 3 or 4 lenses for a camera, and one of them is a zoom lens. You can even zoom right up, like take good pictures of the moon and stuff like that. So if we would have been thinking about that, we could have done that instead of going over and trying to see it that way. But I'd never walked straight up in there before where we went. So we did learn something new. You can walk all the way up around there and you're way out in the water quite a way. So if ships are going by, that's a very good vantage point to see them. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, down at the container terminal, where those large cranes are, where they unload the containers, there's a walkway, goes all the way around the fenced-in area, and it's built right out into the water. You can go out there. Oh, you're probably about I don't know. I wouldn't say how much of the distance you are out in the water, but you're quite a ways from the shore. And you can walk right out there on this walkway, but you can't go on the other side of the fence, so you're looking at everything through the fence. But if you want to look at ships going by, that's a really good spot to go right there, out on that walkway. You'll see it in that video if you look at it. You'll see the walkway where I went out all the way around that walkway, and you're right out in the water, that little area where you can walk around there. And you can see the cranes where they lift the containers really good from there. The only thing is there's a fence in the way, and it's very hard to see through that fence. And you'll know if you watch that video. Anyways, enough about that. They're not always perfect. Sometimes you make a video and your idea is good, but when you get there, there's something you haven't been thinking about. I wasn't thinking about trying to shoot through a fence and do a video, and the fence got in the way. But anyways, it was what it was. That was a bonus video. So I had 2 up, and that was just a bonus one because it was a short video and it was not a big deal. But if anybody wanted to look at it, great. There's other videos out that had a better picture of the ship, and I know how they got it. They got it across the water just like I should have done. So I know I saw one that was done with a phone, and they just zoomed it up from across the water in Dartmouth side to see that ship. But if I would have had my wife's camera with the long lens, man, I could have got a real good look at that ship. But I wasn't thinking about that. I should have. Next time something like that comes up, that's what I'm going to do. Because I can set up the tripod, the camera, and the lens, and I can zoom that right up, and it'd be just like we was right there beside that ship. We could see so good. So maybe next time there'll be other things. I'm sure there will. And here's a little doggy standing here. Hi. Dogs, they like to come out. You know, if people could be like dogs, dogs will come up to anybody, and if you pet them, they love you. And if people could just be like that. We look at people and we decide if we should talk to them. Okay? That's what we do. Everybody does it. We see a stranger, someone we never met before, and the first thing we do, and we're sizing them up to see if they're going to bring us trouble to our lives, or if they're going to be somebody that's going to be easy to get along with, or, you know, there's some signs to look for, but that's what we do. That's what we do with everybody. I guess we have to, in a way, but it's too bad, because if it works for the dogs, they don't have to do that. So it's too bad, but that's how it is. Well, we might as well walk right up to the Hydrostone area and walk through the little park and stuff like that before we turn around. I'll go down the other side of the street when I go back down, just so you get a little different view, something different to look at. than this side because it always looks different. Because I can see the buildings on the other side from this side, but you don't really see the ones on the side you're walking on. So we'll walk down the other side when I go back. All right. Here's Virgin Radio right here, 101.3. It's on Agricola. Never knew that. I walked by it before too and never even looked at it. Well, what's it saying here now? My phone is doing something, but it says it's heating up, but I never did go get that new phone yet. I'm all paid off now on this one. I can go anytime. I just haven't got to it. I will one day. It's not the money because it's zero down. They sent me a notice there saying I am eligible for a zero down phone. Don't need any money to go in and get a new phone. I had my camera aimed a little high there. My apologies. I got carried away there and wasn't watching what I was doing. There's Olden's Brewery, and this must be the office part. There's a sign on the front that says Olden's Brewery. So, one of the large employers in this area of the North End, I would say. And always nice to have large employers that employ a lot of people. Speaking of which, have you heard? Amazon is going to be locating in Halifax, in Burnside Park, and they're going to be hiring 300 people. So anybody looking for a job, there's an opportunity. Amazon. Walmart is locating in Moncton, their distribution center, and it's going to hire 200 people. If we could have got that too, that would have been a real boost to Halifax economy to have both of those. But yeah, I guess they want to spread it out, give one to Moncton, and we got one here. The Amazon is a good job. 300 people could be making above average wage. So you can't go wrong there. There's the Olden's shipping doors. And that would be the office on the end, and that would be the factory where they make the beer, right there. So there's your Olden's. So we are now at the Hydrostone area, which would be Young and Agricola. I presume this is Young Street. I think so. Could be. Could be Young Street, let's just call it something else. Yeah, it's Young, yeah. Young Street, okay, great. We're gonna walk this way. Let's see. Actually, we should go the other way. Because if we're going up to the Hydrostone area, that's kind of up there, not at the corner. So I did tell it you a little wrong. We'll walk up there, it's not that far. What else we got to do, right? I just got to watch the time for I get back to my car before I've been there too long. I think I got plenty of time yet. We get an hour's parking. And this video is only at 24 minutes, so that pretty well tells me how long I got to park there. I'm at 24 minutes. I don't need to know what time it is, I just need to know how many minutes on my video, and I know when to go back and get my car. I had to have my car with me today. Oh, I got a message from New Walker. Any of my video friends out here that's making YouTube videos. There's one I've been watching on an American one called New Walker. She's in New York. But I just clicked on hers because mine's Halifax Walker, and I saw a new walker. I thought, well, that's pretty cool, another walker. Let's check it out. She doesn't talk on her videos, just walks around, and I think she types in the words every now and then on stuff that she wants to show you what it is. But she doesn't talk, but that's okay. Everybody's got their own style. Me, I can't stop talking, but not everybody's like that. And so I do watch some of her videos, and I watch Action Kid too, and I watch Johnny Strides, some up in Ontario, because I used to live up there, and this one and that one. I have watched a few of the Montreal videos, although I don't remember anybody's name that's doing it. I guess we'll cross the street here. Those police officers might not like it if I video them doing something. They're on duty, they're doing something, so we can maybe get a shot at them from over here. But I don't want to walk right by them, pointing the camera at them when they're busy. I stopped and talked with two motorcycle policemen one day, and that was interesting. But they were working, but they weren't doing anything important. They were just sitting around, having coffee and talking bikes, I guess. And when I came along, I don't know what I think they're trying to catch speeders. I think that's what they might be doing, trying to catch people speeding. Or they could be just waiting to go into the store. That's a possibility too. So, anyways, don't matter. Leave them there. They know what they're doing. They don't need my help, do they? No. Okay. So we are in the little Hydrostone area. It takes a bigger area. It's a bigger area than this, but this is where the stores are. And I always thought this place looked a little bit British, has a British look to it, the style of these stores right here. Very well kept here, and looks so good walking along this area. And then we'll walk through that little park, and then we'll head back over to Agricola, and we'll head back down. So I'm going to cross the street right here, if I can do it safely. Yeah, okay. You're allowed to jaywalk as long as you jaywalk safely. I don't think that's how it works, but I've never got a ticket for jaywalking. I jaywalk quite a bit. Nobody's ever bothered me. I guess they could give you a ticket, but so anyway, here's this little park. It's on Yonge Street, and let's see. It's on Yonge Street, and this little street right here has another name to it. This is K-A-Y-E, K Street. K-A-Y-E Street, on the south side of the little park. All right, we'll go down this street, and K Street also jig-jogs over there and goes on down that way. We'll have to cut back over to Agricola, but we'll just walk this way a little bit and then we'll go over. I find the north end has a lot of charm. It's a beautiful part of the city, and great place to live. Lots of stores and coffee shops and restaurants and that kind of thing up here. And you do have the Halifax Shopping Center up here, if that's your thing. Once in a while I go in there to the food court. And not real often, but once in a while. If I'm in the area and I want something quick to eat, I might go in the food court and get something. There's a Chinese food place in there, it's really good. All right, we are going to take Russell Street back over to Agricola and then get back on track, because the video is supposed to be about Agricola Street today. There's a very old Anglican church right there. I think I looked at the cornerstone one day to see what the date was on it. It might say right here. You might just be interested while I'm in the area to see what the date is here on this. If you can make it out, looks like 1950 or 1935. I think that's no, wait, no. Yeah, could be 1935. I'm not exactly sure, because the cement is getting old and worn. But anyways, it's been around a while. Pretty good size church, I would say. We had a friend in Ontario who's an Anglican priest, and he's an Elvis imitator. And I played music with him several times. And real nice guy. His name's Dorian Baxter. In case he's happened to watch this video, give him a little plug there. Dorian Baxter, he's online. He has his church online right now because of COVID. So Dorian Baxter is on every day of the week, every Monday through Friday, and then he has something on Sunday. So he's on I think it's Facebook, but maybe YouTube as well. Anyway, Dorian Baxter, that's his name. If you're interested, I want to look him up. You don't have to be Anglican to have a look at him. Real nice fella. And a good Elvis imitator, I must say. And one day I'm going to make a video and do something with my music for a video, and I'll have to let my viewers on my Halifax Walker channel know about it so they can check it out. So we're on the other back end and the south side of the brewery, heading up towards Agricola Street to make our way back to my car and where I will end this video. I have a lot to do today. I had dropped my son off at work. He's in Spryfield today, and he's a sound guy. He works on sound, runs sound for different things, and he's also doing extra work right now besides, so he's busy all week. So I've been dropping him off at his various work locations all week, and then I have to go back and get him at 3 o'clock. So that kind of puts a little bit of damper on my day. I don't just come over here and I'm free all day to do what I want. So I have to really be careful how I manage my time if I want to get a video in. And today is a special day for me. It's my last visit to my denturist before I get my new upper teeth. I can hardly wait. Once I get them in, I'll show them off, okay? But I'm not going to show them off today because I'm all empty in the top. So that's not a pretty picture. But I've been waiting for this day ever since I had my other ones out. And it's almost here now. So today's my last visit, and he told me I would have my teeth in about 3 days after this visit. So anxiously waiting, can't wait. Okay, I'm back to Agricola, and there's Virgin Radio again right there. It says today's best variety, but I listen to The Breeze. That's me and my wife's favorite station. We both agree on that. the breeze. 95.6, I believe. So if you like the music from the 70s, 80s, 90s, I guess that's the bracket. Try the breeze on 95.6. Hope I got the right dial number there, but I think that's what it is, 95.6. So now we're going back down Agricola, heading south. I am at Macara Street, that way. And Roby Street is just over there where those cars are going by. So we're in the heart of the North End, the thick of it. Any newcomer to Halifax, this is absolutely a beautiful, beautiful area to live in. So if you're wondering what part of Halifax you should live in, one of my viewers is from, I forget the country they told me. Don't get mad at me for forgetting that because I got a bad memory sometimes. Anyways, I think it's a Spanish-speaking country. I could be wrong. I think so. Anyways, it doesn't matter. They're locating in Halifax, and they asked me to give them the pros and cons of Halifax and Dartmouth, which side is better, and the good and the bad of both sides. So I got to do that. I'm going to make a video on that one day soon, talking about which is better, Halifax or Dartmouth. There's good and bad to both of them. But I'd say the bottom line is, whichever side you work on, you should live on that side. Because when they shut down one bridge, it's a nightmare getting home. It'll be a long time getting home if all you got is one bridge. So if the McDonald is closed and you got to go up to the McKay, there's going to be double the traffic on that bridge. There's going to be traffic jams. So for that reason, I would say live on the side you're working in. That'd be my number one factor in deciding which side you're going to live on. It worked out good for us because we found our place online and we just came here, hadn't even seen the place. We moved here from Ontario and had it reserved, so when we got here we had a place to move to. And turned out my wife got a job in, her work yard is in Burnside. So we live in Dartmouth. It worked good for her. And it's not that bad for coming over here. Like if I come over and spend the day, I just walk to the ferry terminal and get on the ferry and come over and I'm right downtown. And that's pretty good. You can't even drive over here for that. Plus you don't have to pay parking and you don't have to pay bridge tolls. And yeah, that's how I do it. I don't take the car anywhere unless I have to, because like today I have to because I have things to do. I had to bring my son to work. Got to go see my denturist at 1:30. Got to come back and pick him up at 3 o'clock. So it's going to be, I'll be out of my denturist around 2 o'clock, maybe less. The visits aren't that long, so I'll be back out of there in lots of time to go get him. And then my day will be, I'll be going home then, thinking about supper when I have to go pick my wife up from her work I leave home at 5:30, pick her up at 6 o'clock, and we get back home about, we leave her yard about 6:15, and we're back home by 6:30. So I got a busy day. Not a lot of time for myself, but enough. I'm going to squeeze this video in anyways, and at least I'll have that. I'm back to Ontario Street. A long time ago. I was down here one summer, and my aunt, my uncle used to live down here in Clayton Park, and I stayed with them. And I was playing music. I was just young, and there was a lady lived on Ontario Street, and her name was Sadie. And she had a little band going, and we played in the Legion on Maynard Street. So that was a long, long time ago. I was in my 20s. So that was quite a while ago when I was in my 20s. Well, we'll continue on down the street. Haven't got too much farther to go, and once you get past North Street, I'll be almost back to my spot. How many minutes have I been? I've been 40 minutes. So by the time I get back to my car, I'll be about 50. You get 1 hour of free parking, but I don't think anybody's standing right there checking you right to the minute. So I smell smoke here, a lot of smoke from something. See it in the air probably too. There's something like something burning somewhere. Might smell like wood or something. I don't know where it's coming from, but something's burning. There's a strong smoke in the air. Well, anyways, my last video I did downtown, the cannon went off while I was down there, so that was a plus. It was pretty loud too where I was. I was down on, I think I was on either Barrington Street, Hollis, or Water. That's what I did about the video. And I was down there at noon when that cannon went off, and it was really loud. So that was great that I got that cannon. I wanted to do that. I knew it was off at noon. And I said, one day I'm going to be right down here so I can get this cannon going off at noon. I finally got it. Well, I'm almost back to North Street again. That's the main intersection. Anybody doesn't know Halifax. North Street and Agricola is a busy intersection because that's a main street. North Street is a through street right up through the north end, and Agricola is a main street that goes north and south. North Street is called north, but it actually goes east and west. And Agricola Street goes north and south, same as Roby. Roby's one block up. So this is quite a busy area there because of these intersections and the businesses that are here, and North Street being a through street, Young is a through street, and there are a few of them. All right, we will go whichever changes first. I think this one's going to go green first. So we'll go through it, and then we'll cross over. So that was pretty much a good overall view of Agricola Street. Not super long, but there's a lot of stuff on it. And here's a good place to make falafels. This place right here, Chef chef in the kitchen, Mediterranean and Turkish cuisine. They sell falafels and wraps, all kinds of stuff like that. I love wraps. One of my favorite things to eat if I want a snack quick and I'm hungry is get a wrap. Okay, I got one more block and I'll be back to my car. Hopefully no tickets or anything. They know you don't get a ticket for parking here, but if you stay too long, you might. You're allowed 1 hour free parking. So hopefully all is well when I get back. There's a bicycle store, Cyclesmith. So that's a good place to go to find a bicycle. And I know they sell scooters in here too. I saw them out here on the front here once. Probably electric bicycles and all kind of things. What do you think of those? I think they're called gyro boards or something like that. The one with the one wheel on it. See them going up and down the sidewalks here now a little bit. They're starting to pick up in their popularity and be used a little more. I can tell you one thing, I won't be getting one. I've had enough bones broken in my life. I don't think I'll be getting on one of those. I do like that little electric scooter that you can stand up on though and ride it around. A lot of people are making videos now riding those around. Well, I'm almost back to my car. I'll walk down a little bit and then I'll jaywalk. Not that I prefer jaywalking over signal lights, but sometimes it's easier. Alright. As soon as the cars all go by, we'll give her a shot. So there we are, looking down Agricola, and I've come to the end of my little rant. I'm going to just stop over here to sign off. So here we are, just past North Street on Agricola, and I hope you like this little walk. It's a 47-minute walk. So if you like it, you can hit that like button, and if you don't like it, well, I don't know what to say. There's no dislike button, I don't think. There might be. I think there is one there somewhere, but don't hit that. That's a horrible button. That'll give you blisters on your thumb if you hit that. All right. Have a good day, and we will chat later. Bye for now.